I made almost $850,000 in 10 months using one digital product. And I did it without sales teams, advertising spend, and almost at 100% profit margins. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can use your own digital products to scale your business. Let me be clear, this video is going to be incredibly valuable whether you are literally just starting out and you want to make a couple of dollars online, or if you're already making millions of dollars a year and you're looking for a new acquisition strategy. So let's first start with, why would you want to create digital products in the first place, okay? There's three main reasons that I can think of. So the first is that it is an easy way to get started in the online coaching consulting world, right? My fiance, for example, who is now actually becoming quite a coach and influencer in her own right, when she first started, I was trying to get her to sell high ticket products and services because I've helped thousands of people do that. But she was honestly intimidated. She was scared. She had imposter syndrome, all the things that I kind of forgot about because it's been 4 or 5 years since I launched my business. And so she wanted to start with a digital product. And even though I went against her to do it, she started making thousands of dollars a month from her little digital product that she created. And from that digital product, it allowed her to get on onboarding calls with these people and then get to know them better. Then she got her skills sharpened and she was able to increase her hourly rate more and more, where she started at literally free calls. Now she's charging $180 for an hour of her time. And so I can understand and appreciate that if you're just getting started and you're like, Ravi, I don't necessarily know if I can charge $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, which I can tell you definitely can, but I can appreciate that this is a really easy way to get your toes wet in the online digital world. The second reason why digital products are really great is because it's high profit margins and it's low stress. So what I mean by that is, obviously when you're selling like a course, an ebook, anything like that, you can sell it for $50, $60, $70, and you are literally taking home all of that money because you don't have to do one-on-one calls with people if you don't want to. You don't have to do group coaching calls. You don't have to have one-on-one client success support. And so it's very, very profitable. And you also don't have sales teams. You don't have to constantly build new marketing systems. You just set it up one time. You can put it in your YouTube description, your Instagram bio, or even run ads to it. And it's pretty simple after that. So I'm going to talk about why I wouldn't stop at low ticket products here in just a second, but it's a really, really great way to get a lot of profit inside of your business without a lot of work. Now, the third and most important reason why anybody should have a low ticket product is the ascension opportunity of the low ticket product. And essentially what that means is that you can start somebody coming in buying something for you for $17. And if you set the funnel up correctly, you can literally have them go all the way up to eventually paying you $50,000. And I know this because this is actually exactly what our low ticket digital products do. They can start anywhere from $17, and our highest level package at this point is $50,000 for 6 months. And I know that seems crazy. How would somebody spend $70 also spend $50,000 with you? And the truth is that people that are spending $17, many of them will have enough money to spend more money with you. But the problem that most people miss out on is they don't understand of the concept called product-led growth. And the idea behind this is, instead of forcing people directly into your highest ticket package and getting on sales calls with them, what you can do is you can let the product do the talking. So they can experience what it's like to work with you, what you have to say, your expertise, your methodology, all of that stuff, by just giving away $17, $30, $50, $100. And if that is a great experience, if they enjoy that, they learn something, and they like the way that you teach or whatever else it is, then they are going to be way more willing to then pay you $5 grand, 10 grand, 30 grand, $50,000. And going back to the example of my fiance a second ago, she has a little community, and I think it's like $43 a month. And so she's selling these people inside of the community. There's just a link right now to book a one-on-one call where I think she's charging around $180, which these are, in my opinion, really, really low numbers. And trust me, I've tried to push her so much to increase her prices, but that's what she's comfortable with right now, and that's what she's doing. So $43 is what they're originally coming in paying, and then there's an option to buy a couple of other things and eventually get on her quote-unquote high ticket, which is $180. Now, the funny story is that when she first started to sell the one-on-one calls with people, nobody was really buying that because they didn't really know what it was like to work with her, what her information was, et cetera, et cetera. But now that she has this little digital product that she has up front, she's getting one-on-one calls every single day of people saying, wow, this information, this course material is so good, but I have some additional questions and I really have a unique scenario. And so I'd like to just book a call with you so I can get more information about how this would apply to me. Now, if you remember earlier, I said the most important element of these digital products is the ascension pathway, the product-led growth. And quite frankly, it's because it is very, very difficult to make a decent amount of money selling stuff for $17 or $97. I know because I've done it before. Just for context, let's say you wanted to make $1 million a year. Well, if you're selling something for $97, you'd have to get 10,000 people to pay you $97 versus if you sold something just for $1,000, well, then you'd only need to get 1,000 people. And if you sold something for $10,000, then you'd only need to get 100 people. So the issue is a lot of people are selling the idea of low ticket digital products and getting everybody in because of these first two reasons here. They say, oh, it's really easy, get started, and you can have a lot of money without a lot of stress. But the problem is, yes, you can have high profit margins, but the amount of total money that you're making is not going to be that high. Actually, most people I know that have low ticket digital products without high ticket or mid ticket products or services on the back end are literally making $5,000 to $7,000 a month. And I know to a lot of you that is a lot of money, but it's still going to be roughly the same amount of work as if you added a high ticket on the back end and just sold, let's say, 5% of the people that buy your $97 thing into something for, let's just say for easy numbers, is $5,000. And if you do it that way, well, then if we take $5,000 and we times it times 0.05, you're actually adding $250 to your $97. And so you end up with essentially $350 per buyer that you get. And that's just by having 5% of the people that are paying you $97 upgrade to something for $5,000. Now, obviously, if you brought that up to $10,000, like a lot of people do for their high ticket, well, now you're adding $500 to this right here. Let me erase this. So let's say we make this $10,000. Same 5% of people that are growing or that are ascending, and you're getting $500. So then this becomes $600 every single time somebody buys from you. So if someone comes in and they're like, oh, let me pay this $97, you know that over the course of 3 months or 6 months, you're essentially going to be making $600 from that one person. And so it becomes easier at this point to hit this, coveted $1 million mark because you are making way more than the traditional person who just has that one-off low-ticket product. Let me really drive this point home for you by showing you some math of the funnel that we use and the product that we use to make that $850,000 last year. So up front, the product is $97, okay? It's our product called Scaling School. And when someone goes to pay $97, there is an order bump there to add for another $97, like an extra little class that they can get access to. And so right now we have a 0.3, right now we have a 30% take rate. So I'll put 0.3 times the $97 to see how much you're adding, which is roughly $30, but I'll just do it here, 97 times 0.3. So it's $29. So I'm adding $29 to this because I have 30% of people taking a $97 order bump. And then on the next page, we actually offer them the opportunity to upgrade to annual, which I believe is $873. And right now we have about 20% of people taking the $873 number here. So we do 20%, 0.2 times 873. So we'll take 873 times 0.2. And you get 174. So now we're adding $174 and 60 cents to our average order value. So we're going from $97 and we're adding in $29 and we're adding in $174.60. And we're ending up with roughly a $300 average order value. Now, already that's pretty impressive. I'll be honest with you. I have other low ticket funnels and I've scaled multiple businesses, and the average order value is typically like $80 to $150. So this is really, really powerful. The thing that makes this work is this annual upgrade here. But that's a really, really great average order value. So someone's coming in and they're planning on paying me $97, and they end up, when they're done with the entire funnel, they're paying me $300 average order value. Now, if I just had this, it wouldn't be that bad, right? But there's a few additional things that come in here that I think are important. So the first is this $97. It's actually $97 a month, meaning people are paying me every single month for access to the membership site. Now, on average, if you take everybody, including all the refunds and everybody who joined and left the next day, et cetera, our average churn rate, or essentially how long somebody stays with us, is 2 months. So actually, you take this $97 and you can really multiply it by 2. We'll take this $300 and we'll say it's going to be plus another $97 because there's a second month that on average people stay. So now we're saying that every time someone buys from us, we're getting a $397, we'll just put per buyer over the span of their $97 a month. But that's not all. When somebody buys, we actually try to ascend a small percentage of them into our high ticket products and services if they are a good fit. And so we're taking this $397 per buyer, and let's say that on average, what was historical for us is about 3%. So 3% of people will actually take us up on a $15,000 product. So we'll say 3% times 15,000 is $450. So 3% times 15,000. And that ends up being 450. So we take the 450 and we add it to the 397. So 450 plus 397, and you get $847 per buyer. Okay. Now, I'm not even done yet because technically speaking, we also have other products and services. So on average, we have roughly a 20% cross-sell rate, which means that 20% of people that buy our high ticket buy something else from us as well, between mastermind tickets, our higher end mastermind, placements, all that other stuff. So if we then take 0.2 and we times it by our average back-end mastermind cash up front is $25,000. It's actually an extra $5,000 that we're getting every single time that we sell somebody into the high ticket. But remember, it's only 3% of people that we're selling into the high ticket. So we take $5,000, we times it times 0.03, and this is adding another $150 on the back end because of our client success team, okay? This is stuff that we help our clients with. So $847 plus 150, 847 plus 150 is $997 a buyer, okay? So that's pretty fantastic if you think that literally they came in and the first thing we sold was this $97 a month thing. And ultimately, we're making $997 from them. We're making literally 10 times the amount of money as when they originally came in there. And that's the power of strategically using digital products, strategically using low ticket products. If I had just said, hey, I'll just use the digital products, I would have been done at, let's say, $397 per buyer. So because that was through the sales funnel, there was a membership site, blah, blah, blah. So it would have been $397. So I essentially would have been missing out on, what is that, $600, I think? Yeah, $600 per person that came through just by saying, you know what, I just want it easy. I just want to take it chill and I don't want to do more. And you can do that. If you're watching this video and you're saying, wow, $397 per buyer would be fantastic. I don't even need the back end. That's enough to pay my bills and whatever you want to do. Then that's really, really great. At this point, I'm kind of talking to those of you that maybe you're already running some kind of marketing system. You already have a high ticket product or service, whether it's done for you, do it yourself, or coaching. And you're essentially saying, hey, I want to do something easy. I want to do something that's high profit and low stress, but I also want it to be an ascension pathway into my higher ticket product and services. Because if you're already selling stuff for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, then you already know how powerful and profitable those numbers are. You know, you get a couple of those sales a month, and you're talking about some serious money for the entire world. And so what you want to do is keep an eye out for, okay, whether I'm going to start with high ticket and then create a digital product, or create a digital product and then go high ticket. I think that what works really, really well is when you're able to combine both of them together. Now let's talk about how do we get buyers? How do we get somebody to come in and pay this $97 a month that ends up at almost $400, and if you add that high ticket on the back end, it ends up at almost $1,000 per buyer that you get through there. And then once we cover that, we're actually going to create a digital product from scratch that doesn't cannibalize high ticket. I'm going to show you how I would create one in various different industries. So as usual, whenever you're trying to get traffic, you're trying to get eyeballs in order to buy something for you, you really have two different options, right? You have organic and you have paid. Now, when I was talking about earlier how we made $850,000 from our digital product, I just want to be really clear. That was literally just from this $397 per buyer amount right here. That was not from all the high ticket stuff. We made way more in the high ticket, but I wasn't like misleading you by saying that we made $850,000 and really it was with all this high ticket stuff. No. That was just with the low ticket and the recurring money, membership site money that we made from that. That's not including the high ticket stuff. So when we go back here, and I also claim that we didn't do it without any paid advertising, and that's true. We got almost no buyers from top of funnel paid advertising. Now, full transparency, we were running a very small budget, like $100 a day for retargeting ads for people that engage with my YouTube videos or my Instagram to get those people to buy, but that's almost negligible for how much money that we made for here. So like I said, there's always two ways to get people. There's organic and there's paid. Let me first talk about paid, because if you're going to hit a really large scale at something, you almost always have to involve paid advertising at some point. Well, going back to this equation that I used before, The problem when most people try to get digital products is they're not making a lot of money, like I said, because you're literally only making like 40, 50, $60 a buyer unless you have it all set up like we do here. And so when let's say on average, you're making $60 a buyer, well, then that means you need to get a buyer for less than $60. And I can tell you right now that getting a buyer for less than $60 is incredibly difficult through the paid advertising platforms. And even if you are able to achieve it, it's almost always at very low spend levels, meaning that you're spending like $100 a day. And so you're able to get a buyer for, let's say, $50. So you're getting two buyers, and you're actually, your average order value is $60, so you're getting $10 net. So you're literally getting net and profit every single day, $20, okay? That's not uncommon in these low-ticket digital products, which is, once again, why you have to have that high-ticket back-end ascensions pathway on there, even if it's not super fancy, even if it's not like setters and salespeople and all this stuff. I totally get that. That's fine. You don't have to do that. Literally just do what my fiance is doing. Just have a book a call link to go to her Calendly one-on-one where she can charge a couple of $100 for a one-on-one call, right? Eventually you can have some of the other stuff, but the point being that you don't want that digital product just to be the only thing you're getting from them, because you're literally going to make no money. And it's almost going to be impossible to do paid advertising when you do it that way, because you're not going to be making. It's not uncommon. For example, right now, we have a low-ticket funnel where we're spending almost $5,000 a day now on ads. Our cost per acquisition is $150, and we're getting back roughly $70. So I have a little bit under a 0.5x ROAS, which means every time we spend $1, we're getting 50 cents back same day. The only reason that I'm willing to do this is because I have those mid-ticket and high-ticket products that we're liquidating our ad spend and we're being profitable on the back end for, right? So to do paid advertising, just throw that idea out the window if you're not planning on doing the mid-ticket and high-ticket stuff. It's totally not even worth it, I guarantee you. There is only one person I know that does a couple of $100,000 a month. It's actually this girl that I know does a couple of $100,000 a month with low-ticket digital products, but in my opinion, that works well for a few reasons. One, she's a girl, and when you're running ads to other females on the advertising platforms, the cost to advertise to those females is way lower than the cost to advertise to the males. And this is not me being sexist or anything like that. I legitimately have seen her advertising dashboard and my advertising dashboard, and it's literally, just for context, ours could be $70, $80 cost per thousand people CPM, and hers could literally be $10 to $15. So automatically, before she does anything else, she's 1/5 or 1/7 cheaper than what I have to run ads, because I'm running it to primarily guys. Now, I'm not saying anything about guys or girls. Don't freak out about that. So that's one thing I think she has in her favor. And then the second thing is, of course, her ads are teaching people how to do low-ticket digital products. So it's kind of that thing where it's like, oh yeah, if you want to learn how to do this, and it's a make money online offer, which is like make money from digital products, those always have low cost per acquisition because you're getting people who are pretty much working 9 to 5. It's easier to get somebody to pay money that way than it is like a sophisticated business owner like who we work with most of the time. So I think that's the only reason why it works for her. If you're trying to sell a cookbook or you're trying to sell a fitness program, whatever else it is, unless you have the back end stuff, it's going to be impossible to be paid. I do not recommend it. Now, let's talk about the other elephant in the room here, which is organic. Okay, so organic content is obviously going to be stuff like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all of the different platforms that are out there. I guess LinkedIn, blah, blah, blah. And when it comes to this, I will tell you that right now we have a really strong presence on both YouTube and Instagram. I post there, both of them multiple times a week, and they've made us millions of dollars every single year. I will say, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the one that really makes a big difference and is a needle move for us is YouTube. It's like not even a question. Instagram, I think we ran the numbers actually in the last 60 days. Instagram supplied us organically was 18% of the buyers that we got in last 60 days, while YouTube was close to 75% of the buyers that we got organically in the last 60 days. And I'm actually doing more content and working harder on Instagram. I have to drive to the studio. I got to film. We're doing like 30, 40 reels. It's in different locations, blah, 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 where my YouTube videos are literally just me sitting down and shooting these videos here. But I have literally dozens of other videos on my YouTube channel where I talk about the power of YouTube, why YouTube has the highest household income viewership than any other platform, how your content stays there forever, how we make millions of dollars a year from YouTube. And that's actually exactly what we help our clients do. And so the reason why we help our clients do it is because it's worked so well for us. So we help other people build YouTube channels for their business and scale. And so if you're watching this video right now and that's you and you like this so far, I do recommend going down below and booking a call to speak with myself or one of our team members to see if we can help you. We're going to help you install a YouTube system. We can also help you install the Instagram and even talk about your show rates, your close rates, your sales process, optimizing your offer, paid advertising, all that other stuff. I just recommend going down below and booking a call to speak with us. But the point of all of that being that YouTube works 100 times better than any other platform out there. And so the vast majority of that $850,000 that we made last year came from YouTube. It didn't come from anywhere else. I guess the only other one that could have come somewhat close was our email list. The email list helped, but the email list is really predominantly being driven with ads and with our YouTube channel. So if you're just starting out and you're following that camp that I talked about earlier and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do, just start on YouTube. I promise you. Look at everybody's talking about right now how much more qualified the people are on YouTube than anywhere else, okay? And there is other stuff in there like affiliates. Like I know somebody that's doing a couple $100 million a year with an e-commerce brand through affiliates and stuff like that. But that's getting way out of the scope of this video, and that's honestly getting really advanced because now you have to manage an army of affiliates. You have to have a team, blah, 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 where the majority of you here, you're either just going to run paid advertising to a sales funnel or you're going to have organic go to a sales funnel, and that's how you're going to be making your sales. And let's kind of talk about that now that we've talked about traffic. Let's talk about the actual sales funnels, and then we're going to get into creating a product in and of itself. So when it comes to the actual sales funnels, there's obviously a bunch of different software. There's ClickFunnels, there's Go High Level, there's WAP, there is, what's it called, Samcarts, there's Kajabi. You know, I don't have anybody that I'm like, yeah, this is totally better than other ones out there. The majority of people that I know that are doing really well on it, it's either going to be ClickFunnels, Go High Level, WAP. Those are kind of the three big ones. I do know some people that are doing okay on Samcart and Kajabi, but the majority of people are using those three there. Now, the reason why I personally really love ClickFunnels, and this is not a paid sponsorship by ClickFunnels, is because although they have plenty of problems, their 2.0 version has really, really great conditional logic. So what I mean by that is you could have a product here, let's say for $17. And then when they're checking out for the that $17 product, you could say, hey, do you want this order bump here for $97, right? And then they could say yes or no. And then after they get that, they go to another one-time offer, and let's say it's $197, and then you could go here and say it's another one-time offer, and this one's $67. Well, then at the end of the funnel, ClickFunnels has conditional logic, and I don't think any of the other ones have it either, where you can literally say, did they get this order bump earlier on, this $97 thing? And if the answer is they did not get this order bump, then you can actually show them that order bump one more time and say, hey, you actually saw this on the first page, but you didn't buy it. And so I recommend that you go back and get this here because I didn't get enough time to tell you how amazing this is. And you can pick up an extra 10 to 15% of buyers that are now going to get it on top of the additional, let's say 30% of people that are going to get it right here. So it has really great conditional logic, and that's just one example of how those things work. But I love ClickFunnels for that. And then all of these, every single one of them, I'm pretty positive. The only one I don't know is Samcart, but all these other ones on here, you can also host the digital products inside of that product or inside of that membership area. So on ClickFunnels, you can host it inside there. Go High Level, you can host it inside there. WAP, et cetera, et cetera. Now, the one thing that people notice that I'm not talking about right now is School. So a lot of you know what School is, and we actually have all of our digital products on School. But the thing is I actually don't recommend School for your digital products because they force you to have some elements of recurring inside of there. And the problem with forcing somebody in to get recurring is one of the reasons why our products here that we did that is making this $397 per buyer, one of the reasons why we didn't do paid advertising wasn't because we didn't try on paid advertising. Actually, we tried really hard, but it is incredibly difficult to get somebody to pay a monthly membership for something. Because when you pay one off, you think, okay, the worst thing that can happen is I lose this money here that I'm paying, this $17 or $67 or whatever else it is, and I have to go ask for a refund. But when you have monthly, that person has to think in their head, okay, I have to get this. It has to be worth multiple months because I know I'm going to forget. Everybody forgets after the first month. Then I got to go remember to come back in and cancel it. And then by the time I cancel it, I'm not going to have I'm not, it's going to be outside of the money back guarantee window. Here's my dog right here. It's going to be outside the money back guarantee window. And so I'm going to have to not get my money back, blah, blah, blah. So this is all going through these buyers' minds when they're purchasing from you at that one moment. So when we were doing this here, it was not uncommon for us to get $250 to $300 per buyer. And that's not including, okay, I'm writing, thank you very much. That's not including the refund rate that we had to do, which was 20%, et cetera, et cetera. So it was really, really difficult for us to scale with paid advertising for this funnel right here. So we actually decided not to do it, and we just focused purely on organic. And then when I switch it over to what we have right now, which is a one-off product for $17, now we're getting buyers for, let's say $100 to $150. So it becomes much more manageable and much easier, and I get way more buyers for the same amount of spend, which is really what you want if you are trying to scale this thing and create an ascension pathway, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't like School for funnels for that reason. However, what you can do is you can actually connect. This is what we do. We use ClickFunnels 2.0, and we connect School as the membership area. I think School has a really great user interface for the membership area itself, but for the actual sales funnels, we use ClickFunnels 2.0. Okay, so now the moment you've all been waiting for. How do you actually create a digital product from scratch? Whether it's your first product ever, or you run a mid-ticket or high-ticket product or service, and you want to add this as part of a profit-generating engine and client ascension engine. Well, there's one thing that I stand very firmly behind, and that I think that most people make their low-ticket digital products too valuable. I know, gasp, shock, the crowd goes wild. You've been told your entire life, give it all away for free. But if you actually think about it, the largest companies in the world, they don't give it all away for free. Every single company has different product ladder, product-led growth, where you might have a free version, and then you have a $7 a month version, and then you have a, let's say, a $97 a month version, which has more features, and then you have a $197, and then you have enterprise, right? Every single company in the world has this ascension pathway, and it's totally fine, yet somehow in the information, in the online world, it became this belief that give everything away for free. And the truth is, people aren't going to consume it anyway. People don't value free things. But the big problem is that if, in this example here, let's say, I don't know, Calendly or ClickUp, if they just said, you know what, let's just put everything in this one down here, and let's just get rid of all these higher tier packages, they would literally be losing out on tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars a year, because it's all coming into this one price point here. And so you want to have some kind of segregation between what your different products are. And this is really commonly referred to as a product suite. And the truth is that not enough people spend enough time on their product suite. This is actually, if we have a client and they get enrolled with us, one of the first things that we'll do is work with them to create a product suite if they have multiple products and services, because 9 times out of 10, they've never created a sheet that covers every single thing. And if I ask their salesperson or their marketing person or someone on their client success team, yeah, what's the difference between this product and this product, or this product and this product? The majority of the time, they have no idea. And so if they don't know, then there's no way the clients or prospects are going to know. And so you're going to have a really poor conversion rate. So that math that I talked about earlier, 5% of people ascending and 20% of those people buying another thing on the back end, like that stuff's all impossible if it's just the exact same thing from beginning to end. Then you are going to maybe get some ascensions, but you're not going to get enough, right? And even in addition to that, let's say you're like, Ravi, I don't want to do a high ticket product or service. I just want to do this low ticket stuff here. Well, you still need to have that funnel. Remember earlier, I said I was taking $97 and in the same day, in the same funnel, turning it into $300, okay? So the reason I'm able to do that is because I have all these additional cross sells and order bumps and things in that same funnel. So instead of doing it on a sales call later on for a bigger ticket, in that same funnel, I'm saying, hey, you're getting this one thing here. Do you want this additional thing there? And so you have to be able to extrapolate out and say, okay, I'm going to create this digital product and it's just going to do this one thing here, and then they can buy this, and then this thing over here for the big transformation. And let me kind of break this down further for you here. Let me give you a great example. So let's say that I helped men lose, I don't know, I'm just going to make this stuff up here, 20 pounds in 6 weeks. And I know that might not be healthy, but you get the idea. So I'm helping men lose 20 pounds in 6 weeks without giving up all the things that they love. Okay, so I have let's say a higher ticket product, and this is me helping them with this transformation, and I'm going to charge, I don't know, let's say $2,000 a month, okay? Well, I guess let's say it's one time. It's just for 6 weeks. So let's say $2,000 for 6 weeks. That's my high ticket product, and I'm giving them this whole transformation right here. Well, if I'm an online trainer and I'm doing it virtually, and I said, you know what, over here I am actually going to do the same 20 pounds in 6 weeks. It's going to be low ticket. I'm going to give you everything, and it's going to be for $17. But I'm doing the exact same transformation here. Why the heck would somebody pay $2,000 when they could just pay $17 over here? Okay. Why would they do that? They wouldn't, in short, right? And so you don't want to have the exact same thing in your low ticket as your high ticket. That's a big, big mistake that a lot of people do. So what do you do instead? Well, if your ultimate goal is to get them into your high ticket, well, then your low ticket should be an entrance point inside of there. It should be something that gets them along the way. Something that raises their hand and says, hey, this person wants to lose 20 pounds in 6 weeks. And so for me, if I'm just thinking of this on here, it could be something like, I don't know, let's say an ab workout plan. So, hey, how to get six-pack abs. It could be a cookbook recipe, right? These are all examples here. So these are all like one small, like 3 or 4 ab workouts, or a cookbook recipe with the top 10 recipes that you have. These are all small little things, payoffs, that you can get instead of someone that's literally scrolling online and they are on the toilet and they're doing 700 things at the same time. They're going to probably say, yeah, I'd be willing to pay $17 for this quick cookbook recipe because this dude looks shredded and he obviously knows what he's talking about. And the cool thing is if you have this cookbook recipe, let's say we do that for $17, well then as an order bump, I can say, hey, if you want to, I actually have 10 of my desserts that are so freaking delicious, you wouldn't even know that they were so low calorie. And if you want to get that, it's actually going to be $27. And so now I'm actually getting, let's say 30% of people that get the $17 are now getting the $27 thing. And once again, I'm not giving away my high ticket. I'm not selling it all and giving it so that's like, oh, you can just do the same thing over there. I'm doing little pieces. I'm selling bits and pieces. After the $10 dessert, let's say they go to the next page, they got the ab or the cookbook recipe, they got the $10 dessert, and let's say what's something else that somebody needs when they are trying to lose weight? You could even add in a supplement guide. So let's say, hey, if you're getting your right food in, you're getting your right desserts in, even if you do all of that, you still need to make sure that you're taking the right supplements. And I've tested literally hundreds of different supplements and seen what they are in my body. And so for just an extra $97, you're going to be able to get my supplement guide. Plus, you're actually going to get my discount codes that get you 20% off. So ultimately, if you bought all the supplements, it would cost you $500. But because of my 20% off, it's only going to cost you $400, which gets you back that $97 right there, not even including the value that you're going to be getting and the health benefits you're going to be getting from the supplement guide, right? So all of these things I'm stacking up to get a buyer and a buyer to more money, all in the same funnel. And if someone gets all of this stuff, there's a very good chance that they would be somebody who is looking to lose 20 pounds in 6 weeks, right? And so that's a really natural progression. So inside the actual course material itself, inside of school, inside of Kajabi, inside of WAP, inside of any of these ones here, I could say, hey, here's all these like little videos here. Here's all the things that you asked for. By the way, if you want to, if you just want a little bit more custom personalized help, and instead of just getting these piecemeal things, if you just want me to help you create a custom tailored plan to get you to lose 20 pounds in 6 weeks, book a call with me below, right? So this way it works out for everybody. I'm not promising the world over here and then disappointing because I'm not giving away the same stuff I give away for $2,000. I'm keeping it very concise and tight, but I'm also identifying somebody who could be my target avatar. And then by the fact that they're buying all this stuff, I'm essentially creating the pain that they need to then pay for my high ticket in order to have that thing solved, which brings up the next point, which is in order to create your product suite, you really want to identify what problems do your products create? Okay, that's a big question, okay? So a really great example is what I just said a second ago. So if I was creating a product on a cookbook, well, the problem with when you get a cookbook is, well, what happens when you eat a freaking cake or a whole carton of ice cream? Then you all of a sudden destroy your whole cookbook. So I'm adding inside of there a dessert thing, a cheat dessert thing that you can use that keeps you aligned. And then, okay, let's say you're doing dessert and you're doing there. Well, you're still, the problem is you're still malnourished. You're still not getting all the vitamins that you need in the day. And so because of that, you need my supplement guide. And now once you're getting all your diet right, well, you also need to make sure that you're exercising and you're working out. And so that's what my higher ticket programs are. Or hey, you have the diet stuff, but you haven't really done anything yet. That's because you're missing accountability. That's the problem. And so that's what I'm going to come help you with in the high ticket stuff there. So every single product and service you're creating in the product suite, it should solve, the previous one should solve or should create the problem for the next one. So another really great example is we have one of our high ticket products called Scaling with Systems. And here we're literally almost primarily talking about offers. We're talking about data. We're talking about sales and marketing. These are all the main areas. But the problem is, once you get all that stuff down, because once you do start scaling to $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a month, well, people think that all their business problems are over. But no, now you have bigger problems. Now, inside our backend mastermind scaling initiative, we're dealing with operations problems, right? How do you hire and manage a team? How do you get a sales team and a setting team and a client success team? We talk about client success. How do you turn your client success team from a cost into a profit on your bottom line by creating back-end offers? We talk about finances, right? How do you have a P&L? Do you have a bookkeeper? Do you have what's your tax strategy? All these things happen once you get down your sales and marketing. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to be focusing on operations when you're barely even cracking $20,000, $30,000 a month. That you have to focus on sales, and then you can get over there. So every product should essentially, now this is not perfect, but it should essentially be creating the problem that the next product solves. And that's how you create a really beautiful ascension pathway with your digital products. And if you're watching this and you're like, Ravi, I don't want to have mid-ticket or high-ticket products, I can tell you from firsthand experiences, from as far as everybody else I know as well, create it using this product suite. Create it with the idea that in the future, you might have a higher ticket product or service. Because if you give everything that you know away for $17 or $27 because you think it's going to lead to more sales, you're going to really shoot yourself in the foot later on. And a really true story is that $97 thing that we sold before, I actually slowly started testing removing things from that original sales page. So when we first started, we offered 20 things. There was 20 bonuses and the $97 a month. And then I brought it down to 15 bonuses, then 10 bonuses. And now I think we're at 5 bonuses, and it is the exact same conversion rate as when we had 20 bonuses. And then I took some of those bonuses and I put them as one-time offers and things on the back end so I could make more money per buyer that comes through, right? So you just have to get over the belief that the more value that I give in this low-ticket product, the more likely people are going to pay me money, when in reality, that can be true, but it should be valuable around one specific short problem, not value that's the exact same thing that you charge in your potential future high-ticket products or services. Let me create one more example of a product suite just to really drive this point home so that you understand how important this is for your offer. So let's say right now you're a real estate advertising agency. So let's say right here in the middle product, we have something for $2,000 a month. And with that, you get, let's just say 100 leads, and you get a ISA to call the leads for you, blah, blah, blah. So that's $2,000 a month. Okay, so we want to potentially add digital products to this product suite. So what we want to do is we want to come down here and we want to create let's say a $17 product. And I'm just using $17. It could go up to $97. It doesn't really matter. So $17 product. And we could say something like how to run Facebook ads. Or you know what actually I would say my $17 product would say actually something like the top 50 Facebook ads for real estate agents. Okay, so it's literally a PDF of the top 50 Facebook ads that you have from your high ticket that you know have worked really well. It's all that is literally screenshot, screenshot, screenshot. That's what they're essentially buying for $17 here. Well, the next thing that they can get is actually in that same funnel, you can sell for $97 an actual Facebook ad video course, right? So Facebook ad course. Okay, so now they have the top 50 ads, they have the Facebook ad course, that's really great. So why would they ascend to you? Well, because first of all, this is a done-for-you service, and this is a do-it-yourself, so that's a big difference in the product suite there. But second of all, you also have the ISA here. You have somebody that's going to pick up and call the phones for these people so that they don't have to call the leads, which is one of the main reasons why real estate agents don't make more sales through paid advertising. If I even wanted to take this a step further, I could even say for, let's say, $27, I could then give away my favorite scripts for cold leads, right? So now I'm giving them the ability for them to call these leads on their own. But then when it's time, these people come in, they buy this stuff, 10% by this, 20% of this, blah, blah, blah. I can say inside of there, hey, look, now you have most of what you need in order to run these Facebook ads online. But what if my team could literally manage this entire advertising campaign for you? We'd call the leads and just set them on the calendar. Well, that's going to be what our $2,000 a month product or service is going to be, and you can ascend into that, blah, blah, blah. And then we're not done yet, because if you have a really good product suite, you should really have something after $2,000 a month. And this is actually something that I had before. You can have a $4,000 a month package. So this is what I used to do. And this is going to get you 250 leads. And you're also going to get an ISA. So this is more leads, and this is what I used to sell to like brokerages if they had multiple agents underneath them. And then after that, you could even have a $10,000 mastermind, where this is literally, they're still paying the $2,000 a month or $4,000 a month, but now they can get access to like in-person events. They can also get access to, I don't know, like other coaches and real estate agent experts. They can get access to you, whatever else it is, right? And so now they're getting a certain percent, 5%, 10%, 20% of people are ascending into this $10,000 thing plus the thing over here. So you can see very quickly how you can increase your average order value, increase the amount of money you make per clients just by writing out this product suite here. And obviously this whole video started because I was saying you should be creating low ticket digital products. But the important thing is you create low ticket digital products in the right way, using understanding that you're going to probably in the future have mid or high ticket products or services, and so this low ticket digital product is just an entry point, a taste of one small solution that you can provide them that will ascend them and ultimately turn somebody that's spending $17 with you into somebody that's over their lifetime maybe be spending up to $1,000 to be with you. If you want my help scaling your business, or just want me or my team to look over some of these numbers for you, I'd recommend going down below and clicking the link where it says work with me and booking a call to speak with our team, and we can show you exactly what we would do to scale your business. And if you're new to the channel and maybe you want to learn a little bit more about like funnels and some of this low ticket stuff that I'm talking about, we'll put another video on the screen here that I did just a couple of days ago, where I talked about the funnel that we're going to use to scale to 50 million a year.